What's up, people of YouTube? This is Driftor bringing you guys another video to the channel, and today we are going to be talking about none other than Modern Warfare. So there was a huge info dump on the community and the gaming community in general in regards to the next installment in the Call of Duty franchise, which is of course going to be Modern Warfare. Now in today's video, we're going to be talking about the perks and the equipment. I'm going to have several different videos going up over the next few days in regards to Modern Warfare, and it's mostly just going to be opinion based because obviously I didn't have any time to actually play the game, but based off of what I've seen and watching other YouTubers' videos, their feedback mixed with my initial opinions of it, that's what all these videos are going to be based on, as well as factual things from just what's in the game and how everything works. Also, I want to say that the gameplay that you guys are going to be seeing in the background is actually going to be gameplay from Tmartn 2. I just went to his channel, downloaded his gameplay, so that way you guys had actual raw gameplay to watch. I do not own this. I don't have any rights to this. It's not anything that I did myself. So if you guys want to see that gameplay in full HD quality, his channel link will be in the description of these videos. So moving forward here, let's go ahead and let's talk about the perks and the equipment in the game. I'm going to start off with the equipment, and we have to start with the lethal equipment, pretty basic stuff. We have the frag grenade, Semtex, Molotov cocktail, Claymore, throwing knife, C4, thermite, and proximity mine. So the only two in here that I think people are going to have a lot of questions about are going to be the thermite as well as the proximity mine. So the thermite is basically like it's kind of like a Molotov cocktail, but instead it like stays burning, where the Molotov cocktail catches things on fire. This appears to be something that you can throw at equipment, kill streaks, stuff like that, to destroy them quickly. It also blocks off walkways. So the initial impact of the thermite does a lot of damage to people, and then it also does a lot of damage when you walk through it, whereas I think Molotov cocktails in particular are more damage based on the initial impact and the fire that it causes rather than after it lands. So thermites I think are going to be pretty useful in this game, especially when it comes to objective modes, holding down flags and whatnot. I think that those are going to be really, really important. The next one here is the proximity mine. It's just got a weird name. This is basically the Bouncing Betty. Nothing strange there. I did watch a video where they had mentioned that the proximity mine doesn't work like it has in the past. Now you have to directly step on the mine. You can't step in like a five foot radius of it and it go off. It's got to be like right on top of it. So I don't know how I feel about that. I think that they're trying to gear this to where it's more towards the kill streaks, to where you can use it to stop kill streaks than it is for actual enemies, which if that's the case, I'm okay with that because they do have the Claymore in the game, so I'm not too worried. Also, a little side note, just in case you guys were worried that the proximity mine was going to be like the IED from Ghosts, it's definitely not. I did watch the gameplay. It's got a bright red blinking light on it, and there is enough delay there to where once that goes off, you can definitely drop down and it's not going to hurt you real bad. So, whew, I was worried about that. I'm glad that's not the case. Let's move on to the tacticals. For the tacticals, these are all extremely basic, but we have the flash grenade, the smoke grenade, stun grenade, the stim, decoy grenade, gas grenade, snapshot grenade, and the heartbeat sensor. So obviously there's a few things to go over here. First of all, the stim is going to be how you can manually heal yourself, because if you didn't know, the healing system has gone back to how it was in the past, where you heal just automatically from playing, but you can use this piece of equipment where you get 2 stims per life, where you can inject yourself with the stim to automatically bring yourself up to full health if you did prefer the method of manual healing, which I did prefer that system, but I don't know if I'm going to use this just because there's a lot of other good tactical options. Then we have the decoy grenade. I didn't really see any info on how this works. I can only assume this is going to work like how other decoy grenades have, where you throw it, it makes gunshot noises, and then if there's a mini-map or a radar up in the sky, it's going to show on the enemy map that there's people in this area, even though there's not. I don't think I'm ever going to use this, but that is an option if that's something that you guys missed, or if you found a way to use that really well, that's an option for you. Then we have the gas grenade. This is kind of exciting for me. I hope that this is an effective tool. I hope that it works properly, because as you guys know, we do have larger game modes in this game, and if you could imagine throwing a gas grenade on a flag or in a building, like a high traffic building, in an enemy spawn, and just getting so much damage done to people with these gas grenades, I think that could be really, really fun. I just hope they're useful. I don't want them to be overpowered, but I want them to do a significant amount of damage to where it's really easy to clean up the kill after the fact, or it just gives you the ability to get a lot of assist points, or whatever the case is, or to really block off areas. The next one here that seemed to be a talking point in the actual reveal was the snapshot grenade. The snapshot grenade is something that you throw into a room or an area, and it kind of hovers for a second and it scans the room, and then you can see the scan of where those players were through the wall. The downside to this, though, is it doesn't last long at all. I'm talking like 2 seconds from what I could see, and the scan that it shows is just where those players were the second that it's scanned. Because as soon as it scans it, if they were to move a foot back, it's still going to show where it initially scanned the enemy and not the fact that they moved backwards a foot. So if you walk into the room, your odds are they're not going to be where it showed the scan was at. They're going to be in the same general proximity, just not exactly there. So it's, to me, I don't think it's going to be that useful unless they make some changes to it to where for 2 to 3 seconds you can see all of the movement that they make in the room. If that was the case, then it could be pretty useful. But as of now, I don't know how I feel about it. The next one here is, of course, the heartbeat sensor. I'm just going to cover this real quick because it's not like it was in Modern Warfare 2. The heartbeat sensor in this game is not a weapon attachment. It is obviously a piece of tactical equipment. You pull this out, you look at it, and then while you're looking at this, all you can do is hip fire. I don't think this is going to be useful really ever. Maybe in search and destroy or something like that, you could get use out of this, but that's about it. Let me know if you guys would use that down in the comment section below. Next up here, we are going to get into the perks, which I think is what most people are really excited about for this game. I will say that I don't think that these are all the perks that are going to be in the game. I think that we're probably missing maybe 3 or 4 perks total. This does appear to be the majority, I would assume, but I don't think it's all of them. In the perk 1 slot, we have the double time perk, which gives you the ability to have triple duration of the super sprint and fully refreshes super sprint on kills. If you guys didn't know, there's 3 different types of moving in this game, I guess. You have just the typical walking speed, then you have the normal sprint, and then you have the super sprint where you pick your gun up and you run real fast. This is basically going to mean that you can do that super sprint for a lot longer, and it's going to refresh it when you get kills. Next perk in the perk 1 spot is EOD. This is take reduced non-kill streak explosive damage and from fire. Also, you can hack claymores, proximity mines, and C4. So this is kind of a mix between like Flak Jacket or like Sit Rep from the old Modern Warfare series. I kind of like it. I think this is going to be a popular perk to use. Next one we have is, of course, Scavenger, which you resupply ammo from dead enemies. That's pretty obvious. Nothing's really changed there. Then we have Tracker. We've had a version of this in the past. This is a little bit different, though. You can see enemy trails as well as their death icons, and you can crouch walk faster. So I don't think this is going to be that useful. It's more useful than the previous ones, I think, but I still don't think it's going to be used that much. Then we have Tune Up, which speeds up the rates of your field upgrades by 50%. If you guys didn't know, we have something called field upgrades, which work very similarly to the specialist abilities. I'll have a separate video on this, but it works very similar to the specialist abilities from the Black Ops series, although they're not weapon-based. It's very support-based, where over time you generate like an ammo crate or a trophy system or a barricade where you just have protection on your body from like the stomach down, and that's basically it. So this is just going to generate those faster. If that's something that you like to use a lot, then you can definitely run this perk and it would help you. Again, not something that I see a lot of people are going to be using. In the perk 2 category, this looks like it's got a lot of the heavy hitters. We have the Ghost perk, which seems to be pretty strong in this game. It's going to be able to hide you from the UAV, the radar drone, and the heartbeat sensor, and high alert. So it also is going to be hiding the death icons from enemies that you kill. So this is, you know, just another one of them stealth options. At the time of me making this video and after the release of all the gameplay, we don't have a standard UAV or a standard minimap in the game. So that makes Ghosts a little bit less valuable. But again, I have another video coming in talking about the minimap and all that stuff if I haven't already uploaded it. Next one here is the Hardline perk, which gives you the ability to have kill streaks that cost 1 less kill. Pretty obvious, pretty cool. I like that. I'm glad that Hardline is back in its old true fashion. Very happy about that. Then we have Kill Chain, which this is probably going to be the most used perk in perk 2, in my opinion. You're going to be able to have kill streak kills count towards your next streak. So let's say you lay down an airstrike and you get 4 kills with that airstrike, or 2 kills, it's going to count towards your next streak, where previously, the past few years, it's only been gun kills that have counted towards your streaks, which is very, very cool, very exciting. Definitely happy about that. Here we have the Overkill perk, which means that you can carry 2 primary weapons. Keep in mind that in this game, primary weapons are very, very, very different. We do not have a pick 10 system anymore. We have 5 attachments that you can just have on your primary gun. So running 2 primary weapons is very powerful in this game. You can run an AR and an SMG, and it's not going to really hurt your perk system. It's not going to hurt your streak points. It's not going to hurt your equipment. You can have these things, and it's not really going to negate other parts of your class, which is completely different from the Black Ops series or any of the pick 10 versions that we've had in the past. Perk number 3, We have the Amped perk, which is going to give you a faster weapon swap and rocket reload speed. That's pretty cool. The weapon swap part might be useful. It just kind of depends on how good it is. Then we have Battle Hardened, which reduces the effects of flash, stun, and EMP effects. This is basically kind of like, I mean, it's kind of like Flak Jacket in a way, or Tac Mask, basically. Then we have Cold Blooded, which is undetectable by AI targeting system and thermal optics, and you're also immune to the snapshot grenades. This one I think will be cool for certain game modes, you know, maybe some of the bigger modes where there's going to be a lot of that stuff in the air. This might be really nice. Then we have the High Alert perk, which your vision pulses when enemies outside of your view see you. This is going to be that newbie perk, I think, that a lot of new players are going to use, or people who are just really worried about their surroundings and awareness are going to use this. This can go either way. This can be really bad and really delayed and not a very big signal to being really good like it was in Black Ops 3. We're just going to have to wait and see. Then we have Shrapnel, which you spawn with an extra explosive equipment and causes a health regen delay. This could be absolutely insane. If you can spawn in on the map with 2 frag grenades, 2 semtex, 2 gas grenades, whatever, you throw these in rooms, you throw these on flags, it does damage and it causes a delay to where they can't regen health very fast, and you can go in and clean up the kills. This can be very useful. I'm excited to see how this works. Next and last one that we have here is Spotter. So you can see enemy equipment, field upgrades, and kill streaks through the walls, and you can also mark them for your team by ADSing, or aim down sights. This is something that I think a lot of people have wanted for a very long time. It was kind of weird being able to see all that, and then unless you had a microphone and you were talking to somebody on your team, you couldn't call out where that was at, and even then calling it out didn't do a lot of good because it's like a small object and there's tons of different places it can be most of the time. So it is cool that you can actually mark these through the walls now. I'm happy about that. This could be another one of those perks that we see used quite a bit. Overall, I do want to say that there are a couple perks here that we don't really have. Now, we do have perks on the guns, so some of that's going to be kind of compensated by that. But the big one that I want to point out at this point is we don't have any sort of a dead silence perk or any sort of a perk that makes it to where you can hear things better in any form. That is something that I think needs to change moving forward. There needs to be that kind of a perk implemented. But like I said, I don't think we have seen all the perks. I feel like we're missing a few here that have not been announced yet. We probably won't see till either the beta or the full launch. But this does cover most places. I think the perks in this game do look pretty strong. Probably not the strongest we've ever seen in a Call of Duty game, but like I said, keep in mind there are weapon perks to kind of make up some of that. Regardless, I'm pretty satisfied with the list of perks that we have, and the lethals and the tacticals. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Have you guys pre-ordered your copy of the game? Are you going to be playing the beta? Are you looking forward to it? Just let me know down there. Anyways, guys, deuces.